The People's Democratic Party was formed in 1998 as Nigeria returned to democratic rule. The party, in 16 years, produced 3 presidents, which include former President Olusegun Obasanjo, the pioneer leader under the party, late President Umar Musa Yar'Adua, and the former President Goodluck Jonathan, who lost his re-election bid in 2015 to the All Progressives Congress (APC). In the PDP's 16-year reign, the party has had 9 national chairmen to coordinate its affairs. Dr. Alex Ekweme, the first pro-tem chairman, held the position for about 3 months, following which he stepped down in consideration of his presidential aspiration on the platform of the party. Chief Solomon Lah, the Second Republic Governor of the Old Plateau State, took over and held the office of national chairman. During his reign, the first national convention of the party was conducted, where former President Olusegun Obasanjo won the party's presidential ticket in the 1999 election. Lah held the office till November 1999. Chief Barnabas Gemade, a former minister, emerged the first elected national chairman of the party in a controversial situation and served out his 2-year term. His attempt to seek re-election in 2011 was stiffly resisted and propped up Chief Audu Ogbe. Ogbe, elected to serve for 4 years following the adoption of the amendments to the party's constitution, had a smooth reign not until close to the end of his tenure, when he was said to be embroiled in a stiff difference with the then president over the incessant kidnappings in Anambra State. Reconciliatory moves were rebuffed, and he was replaced by Colonel Amadu Ali, first in the acting capacity, but later elected at the National Convention in 2005 in his own right. His tenure was adjudged unsatisfactory by some party chieftains and members. At the end of his tenure in 2008, and following the zoning of the office of National Chairman to the Southeast, Prince Vincent Ogbulafo, who was a member of the opposition All People's Party (APP), emerged as a consensus candidate. A criminal case involving Ogbulafo allegedly committed was revived, and calls came for him to step down. Ogbulafo eventually stepped down in May 2010 and was replaced by the pioneer national secretary of the party, Dr. Okwezileze Nwodo. Nwodo's reign was riddled with court cases over his standpoint in repositioning the PDP. Amidst the intrigues, he was eased out for Dr. Haliru Mohammed, his deputy, to act in his stead. Mohammed acted as the national chairman of the party until he was appointed a minister and was replaced, still in acting capacity, by Alhaji Kawu Baraje, who served as the national chairman until the election of Dr. Bamanga Tukur in March 2012. Tukur's legacy was characterized by division in the party, which witnessed the exit of some governors. The national chairmanship of the PDP has operated in very interesting political hues, which many believed also rubbed off on the country's governance when it was in power. The current political imbroglio in the party this time looks to be trailing the same style. Alimodu Sheriff, a former governor of Borno State who emerged as the PDP national chairman in a controversial move and with the support of a few members of the party, has been in the spotlight. He was subsequently removed by another faction of the party. In May 2016, the party had organized its national convention with the mindset of deciding who leads. However, just as the event was to kick off, a federal high court sitting in Abuja nullified the convention held by the People's Democratic Party in Port Harcourt, the River State capital. Alimodu Sheriff has been challenging his removal and has insisted that he remains the legitimate leader of Nigeria's leading opposition party.
I remain the authentic chairman unless the laws of our land, if the courts make a pronouncement and say that Ali Sharif is not the chairman, I will obey as I always obey the laws of our land. But as of today, till year 2018, Ali Sharif is the national chairman of PDP.
The back and forth tantrums produced a caretaker committee led by a former governor, Ahmed Makarfi, which the same court insisted was unlawfully constituted.
We have absolute faith and confidence that ultimately justice will be done. And it is in this state that we did not waste effort. After consulting stakeholders such as you and others, we decided to immediately file an appeal and also a motion for injunction. The two are necessary, especially the motion for injunction is to allow the caretaker committee to continue to function without it being accused of acting in contempt, because what they are looking for is excuse in order to unleash terror on all of us.
PDP National Caretaker Committee.
From one meeting to the other, with each camp hoping for favorable support, here members of the People's Democratic Party, led by Senator Ahmed Makarfi's caretaker committee, meet with state governors and legislators from the party. There are fears that the party is heading along the path of losing its popularity, especially in the next election. On the contrary, after a long period of factionalism in the PDP, the Court of Appeal sitting in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, affirms Ali Modu Sharif as the authentic chairman of the People's Democratic Party. The court set aside the judgment delivered by Justice Muhammad Liman of the Federal High Court in Rivers State, who recognized the former Kaduna State Governor Ahmed Makarfi as the leader of the party.
Now the time for us to come together to ask for true reconciliation, we will go back and then do everything humanly possible to reconcile the party properly. The court of law can never give judgment to a party. It can never bring peace. What will bring peace is political solution. And I call on all Nigerians to prevail on the leaders of PDP that we must gather around the negotiation table and negotiate for red and true. There should be no victor, no vanquish. We call for peace. We call that we should all gather together and work as one party.
It was a very filthy judgment, which I believe will be overturned in the Supreme Court. On the other hand, the minority judgment delivered was very thorough. As a matter of fact, it took her about 3 times what it took the other two combined to deliver a judgment. Because she went on and considered all the issues. I believe the other two rushed into judgment without considering most of the issues. And I believe they did a major disservice not only to PDP, but to Nigerian democracy. And I believe that will be overturned at the Supreme Court. Because certainly we are going to appeal. And at the Court of Appeal, we are very certain, at the Supreme Court, we are going to be victorious.
Senator Ali Modu Sharif describes his victory at the Court of Appeal as a win for the party. According to him, the interest of the party supersedes his office as the national chairman and is willing to relinquish the position for the party to move forward.
The task is to build this party, carry everybody along, and make sure that the PDP goes to victory 2019. I know a lot of people have expressed different opinions, which is allowed in party politics and democracy. But I want to assure everybody that the choice you make today, nobody in this home will regret, inshallah. We will win, inshallah, come 2019. It's not the task of Ali Modu Sharif alone, but I will pilot this party to success, inshallah. Nobody will be witch-hunted. Nobody will be left alone in the business of building this party. All of you, with me, we had put our heads together and take this party to victory.
The judgment may have put a temporary rest to the crisis rocking the party until a redress is sought in the highest court of the land, which is the Supreme Court. For the chairman of PDP's Governors Forum, the fight for the leadership of the embattled party is not over yet. Governor Ayodele Fayose of Ekiti State vows that the McAfee-led caretaker committee will appeal the Port Harcourt judgment.
The outcome of the Port Harcourt Court of Appeal judgment that reinstated Ali Modu Sharif as chairman against the will of the people is nothing but a raid on our democracy. If the people truly symbolizes what a party is, then the machination of our detractors and the anti-democratic forces will not prevail at last. Let me commend the minority judgment of the appeal court, and I believe the truth will prevail. It's a matter of time. Let's thank God we have another level to seek justice, which is the Supreme Court, which I believe will not be delayed or denied. Because when it is delayed, it is denial. It is a party matter that must be addressed as soon as possible. The party will appeal the judgment, and we believe in the ability of the judiciary to do justice. However, we plead with our members, sympathizers, leaders, and supporters to calm down.
Governor Ayodele Fayose's protest ignites the forum of former ministers of the People's Democratic Party, who also rejects the Court of Appeal's judgment, affirming Senator Ali Modu Sharif as the chairman of the party.
The Ministers' Forum are an integral part of the stakeholders and part of the organs of the party. And so what we are saying is that as one of the critical stakeholders, we feel that the party should meet and take a decision to appeal against that judgment, even as we await the outcome of the committee we've set up to obtain, study, and then advise us on all options available to us as a party from that judgment. So whatever decision we think at the end of the day that should be taken, including and not necessarily limited to the issue of appealing against the said judgment, will be one that will have to be discussed and agreed upon by Ministers' Forum in consultation with our stakeholders. But this is our position, that the PDP as a party should appeal against that judgment because we feel that it was given per incurium.
One man who looks to be neutral about the factionalism in the PDP is the former president, Goodluck Jonathan. He insists the party will bounce back to power in 2019, despite the setback it suffered in 2015 election and the current crisis rocking it.
Thinking of what happened 2015 general election, yes, we lost the presidency, but that does not diminish PDP. And of course, every other party in Nigeria also know that PDP is still the number one party. And I think losing the presidency is something temporary. We should be able to get that position back. Direct primaries is ultimate. It's the best way of selecting candidates. But the greatest problem society have is how to manage direct primaries.